back with part two. Yes, sir. So, continuation. I've been going ham. I ain't even gonna lie. I've been going ham these past couple weeks. So part two. Let me know where y'all coming from too when y'all tap in. But the most recent, I ain't gonna say. I'm gonna start with the last or the first post. I ain't gonna start with the most recent post. So the last post I posted was basically saying if you're not changing it, you're choosing it, which was fire. And I mean, that should make perfect sense. If there's something in your life that you're not feeling, that you are having issues with, and you're not doing nothing about it, it's kind of, it's saying what it is. If you're not changing it, you're basically choosing it. Because what else are you doing if you're not changing it? Yeah, you're accepting it. You're accepting what it is, whether it's your job, whether it's relational, whether it's your body. If you're not putting no work in, you're not taking no action steps, because a lot of people want to go from A to Z. It don't work like that. You have to do A, B. If you can't, you ain't do no push-ups in years, right? Start with 5 push-ups. You'll eventually get to 20. Then you'll eventually get to 30. You see what I'm saying? But you have to start. And even our older heads nowadays on some microwave shit. You would expect it to be of course, when you're younger, you want things to happen right now. They call it the microwave generation. Even the older people want things to just happen like that. Right? It don't work like that. You have to take some action steps. And actually, they say, this is what they say, and I've found it to be true, that it's not always the destination. It's not always the end result when you'll be happy. It's the process. Because you'll get to the end result and be like, I ain't even, this ain't even really what I thought it was going to be. Because the happiness is actually in the process. It's actually in the process. And then once you get to the end result, then you'll appreciate the process that you went through. Then you'll be in a position to show somebody else that the happiness is actually in the process, not in the end result. A lot of people, they wish to have this new car, but then when they finally get it, they're only excited for like a week. When actually the happiness was in the process of being able to get the car. That's what an actual happiness is. So if you're not changing the situation, like I said, whether it's your finances, your health, or relationship, if you're not doing nothing about it, you're actually choosing that situation. And that's why I posted that. Because, a lot of people are going through that right now. People are complaining about their finances, complaining about women. Women complaining about men. And it's like, if you're not changing the situation, it's like you choosing it. Like you like that raggedy nigga, or you like that raggedy shorty. Go get a different one, or try to fix your situation. If it's unfixable, move on. Either way, you're doing something about it. So if you're not doing nothing about it, you're actually choosing it. So that was a bar right there. Shout out to Chris Sane. Chris Sane posted that. And the next John was fire too, because Everything, and this is what a lot of people need to understand. If you don't get nothing out of this recap, everything originates in your mind. Everything we see originated with a thought, right? And a lot of people downplay thoughts, but it don't take much for you to remember a situation where you thought about somebody, right? And then they call you, or you think about something, and then all of a sudden the commercial come on. We downplay that and think it's just a coincidence. But everything in our physical reality began as a thought. Everything. Even this phone or computer you're watching this on. Before it was a physical thing, it was someone's thought. How it works is this. You have a goal in mind. You got to start with a goal, and a lot of people don't have those. But and what is a goal? A goal is a thought, right? So you have a thought, you have a goal, and if you focus on that goal, the attainment of that goal, what that does subconsciously is inspire your actions. So you have a goal, you have a thought, and then the thoughts turn into actions. Then your actions, whether they be, you don't know why you feel like doing it, but you have a goal in mind, and all of a sudden you feel like looking something up. Now that spirals into something else. So your thought turns into your actions, and then your actions produce results. So nothing is a mistake. Nothing. We have to stop downplaying our mind, and before we can get anything in life, whether everybody want a new body, new car, new girl, it starts with a thought, a goal, which is a thought. Write it down. Write down your goal. What that's going to do subconsciously is inspire your actions. So if you write down you want a certain kind of career, right? You want a certain income, right? You want to live in a certain place. You write it down, right? You have the thought. Write it down. Now as you picture it, you see it subconsciously, which is in your mind. It's going to inspire actions. You're going to start doing things. It's going to take you down a series of events that's going to lead you to your result. This is how we get results in our life. So nothing is a mistake. Everything we have in our life originated as a thought, whether it was something you thought on purpose or something that just you fostered in your mind because you didn't know the power of your thoughts. So some people will just don't know the power of their thoughts and will be focusing on negative things and speaking negative things because words originated with your thoughts. So you hear people saying, for example, what I hate people saying around me is claiming allergies. I hate that. Oh, that's just my allergies. Oh, you claiming allergies? No, you don't claim nothing. You don't say nothing that you don't want. Because they turn into things. They turn into reality. Everything originates with your thoughts. Everything. So nothing is a mistake. Nothing is a mistake. We got to stop downplaying the power of our thoughts. And before you can get anything, whatever it is, produce anything, you have to get control of your mind and your thoughts. Everything originates there first. So if you get our mind right, everything else will follow, because your thoughts turn into actions, and then your actions produce results. You want different results, you got to get different thoughts. Damn, that was a bar. That was a bar. And that's real talk. Like, I done did it so many times, and I was like, yo. And it makes you want to keep doing it. Once you understand it, somebody got to put you on it. Like I'm putting you on it right now. If you haven't heard this already, somebody got to put you on it. You have to believe it and think like, yo, that's true. Like, you know how many times you done talk somebody up? You thought about them. You said something about them. Then they rolled by you. Like, oh shit, I was just... Or they call you, hey, I was just thinking about you. That's not a coincidence, fam. It's not a coincidence. We have to understand the power of our thoughts. We get our mind right. Now we can do it on purpose instead of by mistake. You understand what I'm saying? We've been doing it already. Everything you have right now is a result of you thinking something and you moving out on it, and now you have what you have. Everything starts with a thought, our mind. So, instead of chasing the thing, instead of chasing the stuff, we need to chase the power of our mind. So, if you want something, change your thoughts. Because your thoughts turn into your actions, and your actions get the results. So, you want different results. You got to start with the origin. You got to start with the first thing. The first thing is the thought. Man, if you don't get nothing else out of this, we got to change out. If you want to change the results that you're getting, it starts here. If you want new results, it starts here. We got to start with our thoughts. Start doing it on purpose instead of by mistake. Because we complain about stuff that's in our life, but you're not thinking about where they came from. It didn't just pop up. You went down a series of events that got you what you have. Everyone, me too, included. So, the sooner we get this, the sooner we can start doing it on purpose and getting the results that we really want. Like, what if everybody knew the power of their thoughts and started using them on purpose? Using your thoughts on purpose. Imagine that. Imagine the society we'll be living in. Because you can use your thoughts for good or you can use them for bad. But what if everybody was thinking, the best thoughts they can think for their future? Because your thoughts turn into your actions, and your actions brings results. That's the order. So don't chase the result. Chase the proper thoughts. And that's what that post was about. And I was like, man, that's fire, man. But it takes you to get it first. You got to get it and believe it and know it and start doing it on purpose. So, you want different results, change your thoughts. And thirdly, which should have been first. Listen, polygyny with an N. We had Ayana on Breakfast Club, and she was like, it took me a long time. She said it took me a long time to get it. I would do it. And I was like, look at this here. Somebody's making sense. Because we got away from what the woman's role really is. Society has got away from it. And, biblically speaking, and I'm not the most religious, I'm not religious at all, but some people like to go to the Bible. But The woman was put here for man, not the other way around. And a lot of people got that mixed up. A lot of women think that we here for them. And a lot of men don't know what they're here for. So they fall for it. They let the woman run the program. You dig? But in actuality, it's the other way around. The woman was put here to help the man. So if that man says he wants another helper, i.e., another wife, who is she to stop him from having more help? Now, let's just assume that this man has goals, has a mission, because that's the only reason he would possibly need with a wife anyway, right? Help with something, building a family, building an empire, a legacy. The more help, the better. I mean, if he can afford them, who is she to stop this man from accomplishing his goal, accomplishing his plan that he has? That's all polygyny is. Letting that man get as much help as he wants. But for some reason, like I said, the roles have been construed. A lot of women think they're supposed to be, that the man is here for them, which entails a little selfishness on their part. For women, my man can't have another woman. Like, who are you? You're here for me. Like, you're my helper. How you gonna tell me how much help I need or how much help I want? Make that make sense. It doesn't make sense. And if you go back far enough, actually in Africa, it's still like that. You know where we came from? You know, where we still kings and all that? It's just the Western society, America. Of course, they stripped all of us from our traditions and our heritages and ingratiated us into theirs. So over in America, you're not a king anymore, according to their laws. But if you go back far enough, a man can have as many wives as he can afford in our culture, in African culture. We can have as many wives as we can afford. So what the American society has done was they have fostered selfishness within the woman, self-centeredness within the woman. This is why we have all the issues that we have now with the woman in America. You gave them all this waywardness. They think they're equal to a man and all that. So with that equalness here, that they want to tell the man what to do. And it goes back so far that it's kind of ingrained in the women now. Like, you feel like you're wrong for wanting to do it how it's supposed to be done. They make you feel like you're wrong for wanting to do it how it's supposed to be done. Make it make sense. So that same Bible that they make you put your hand on in their courts, that's the same Bible that has in there various scriptures that says, that okays a man to have more than one wife, more than one helpmeet. Basically, that's what they are, helpmeets. That same Bible that you got to put your hand on or you go to jail. Yeah, that same that same Bible. Yeah, more than one, as many as you can afford. So I'm rocking with Ayana on that tip. Like she said, it took her a while to get it, But she got it now. She got it now. And I'm like, yeah, I gotta post this. I gotta post this. Yeah, man, stop playing with us, man. Y'all here for us. If any women watching this, women are here for men, not the other way around. So if that man can afford more than one wife, more than one lady, let that man have what he needs. Or if not, it's like it's not really up to you to decide. It's really up to him to see that you ain't with the program and replace you for real. So ain't about arguing with her, fellas. Ain't about arguing with her. If she ain't with the program, yeah, it is what it is. You gotta replace her. You know what I mean? Because arguing ain't gonna do nothing but cause you to just trouble. It's just trouble. So ain't no arguing with her, man. Ain't no arguing with the women, man. If they ain't trying to acquiesce, you gotta replace them, man. It's just simple as that. So from the top, if you're not changing the situation, you're choosing it. You gotta put some action behind what you're not in agreement with. It's not going to change itself. If anything, it'll get worse if you just sit there in it. Whether it's your finances, your body, or in any relationship. If it's unfixable, change it. Change it. Change you, change her, change it. Your thoughts. Secondly, your thoughts. We have to master our brain, our mind. Don't chase the end result. Chase the thoughts. Because your thoughts turn into actions, and your actions bring the results. If you don't get nothing out of this, get that. Thoughts, actions brings the results. So don't chase the end result. Chase the origin, the thoughts. And polygyny, fellas, this is why you got to get your mind and your money right. You get your mind and your money right, you position yourself to call the shots. Just like I said the other night, we was talking about the Shador Sanders joint. We was talking about ownership. Like, you can't call no shots where you don't own stuff. So if you got to create leverage within yourself. Create some value within yourself. Put yourself in a choosing position, because if you don't have any value, it's kind of hard to call shots. Alright? So if you desire more than one wife, have it. Don't let America say, try to put you in a box. If you think you need more help, another helpmeet, you call the shots. She don't call the shots. So if anything, you need to be upfront with that in your relationships. And that's an issue a lot of times. A lot of the fellas don't be keeping it funky with their ladies. Like, if that's what you on, you need to let her know that off top. So you don't string nobody along and then hit them with it, down the road. And now it's, confusion. You cheating and all this. Like, it's only cheating if you don't tell them. I don't really like that word cheating, because it's like, I was never cheating, because I let everybody know what I'm on from gate. So if you stick around, you know what time it is. Like, so it's only cheating because that's what most dudes do. They scared of her not being with it. But it's like, bro, if you a man of substance, which you should be, or in the process of becoming, if you're a man of substance, right? A man of means, a man of a certain stature. You should be letting these women know, because what do you have to lose? You have everything to gain. If she not with it, it's not like it's a whole lot of you running around. Right? Women like to say they the prize. Like, no. You're the prize. It's not a lot of you if you're that kind of man. It's a whole lot of them though. You dig what I'm saying? So you can't be running around here scared to tell a woman what you on, because if she ain't with it, so what? Replace her. That's it. You can't be scared though. Like, so let it be known what you on, if that's what you're into. Like, you think you're gonna need more than one, let it be known off top, my guy. So there's no confusion in the long run. So that's my recap, part 2 for today. Make sure you hit the link in the bio if y'all need any tools, rental car, game, dividend game. It's all in there. So with that, it's your man Don Bucks. This is conversation that brings compensation. And I'll see y'all tomorrow.